Welcome back to our channel Aman Codes. Actually, in episode number 2, we have discussed about versions of Python, and in episode 3, we are going to discuss about futures of Python. Futures in any language is nothing but services or facilities developed by language developers and make them available in the programming languages. And these futures are used by language programmers for developing real-time applications. It means in you take any languages like Python, C, or any languages, in that we have some futures. The futures are nothing but facilities or services that are developed by language developers. They are using programmers. Who are using? They are using programmers. The futures are used by programmers, which are developed by the language developers. This is known as futures of Python. So in Python, we have 11 futures. Simple, platform independent, dynamically typed, interpreted, high level, robust, freeware and open source, extensible, embedded, functional and object oriented, supports third party APIs. These are the 11 features which are there in Python. We are going to explore one by one future from the upcoming episodes. I'm going to explain about what is library and some scenario about library. Okay. So see, if I explain what is library, we can easily understand what is simple and all that. Okay. Suppose you think, if I want to generate a calendar of an year, if I want to generate a calendar of an year, suppose I want to generate a calendar of 2026 of some specific month. For suppose if I want to generate a calendar of an year of specified month, so in C or C++ programming language, it takes almost 450 lines of code, most difficult. In Java programming language, it takes 25 lines of code only. So it is easy. If we consider C# .NET programming language, it takes about 25 lines of code. It is also easy. If we consider Python programming language, in just 2 lines of code, we can print the month and year of a calendar. If we consider Python programming language, just 2 lines of code is enough, which is simple, right? So most easiest module in Python is calendar. So we are gonna to explain this in practical way. Like in Python programming, we are gonna to see how in 2 lines we can print a calendar, right? Of a month, specified month. We're gonna see in practical way. So we are opening Python interpreter. Here, import calendar as common quotes. Next, we will print common quotes dot month. And month has two values, year and month, 2026, comma, 5th. Enter. See, within the 2 lines, just 2 lines, the month of a calendar has been printed in Python, using Python. So this is simple or not? Yes, it is, of course, it is a simple way. So in C++ programming language 450, in Java 25, in C#.NET 25, but in Python programming language, just 2 lines of code is enough. In order to print a calendar, maybe is one of the predefined source where it contains predefined code in the form of functions, right? So functions are a block of code. So language developers are predefined some source code before they are releasing the official language. So that predefined code, the predefined source code are stored in the form of functions. That is known as a library. Okay, mainly you have to remember a library is one of the predefined source code that is developed by a language developers, that is stored in the form of functions. That's it. So as a programmer, we must learn the libraries, and we must also learn how to reuse the predefined code of library in our project. As a programmer, we must learn the libraries and we must also learn how to reuse the predefined code of a library in our project. Just now I showed that calendar, how to print a year and month of a calendar, right? In that I have included the library called calendar. So that is an example how we can reuse the predefined code of a library in our project, right? In our project means in our program or else. Note. In C++ programming languages, libraries are called as header files. In C or C++ programmings, we have header files, right? That header files are predefined functions, right? They are developed by language developers. These header files are also called as libraries. So in C++ programming, libraries are called as header files. So in Java programming, libraries are called as packages. So same like packages, they are developed by language developers. So in Java programming, libraries are called as packages. So in C#.NET programming, libraries are called as namespaces. So like that in Python programming language, libraries are called as modules. See, this modules term is important. Libraries are called as modules in Python programming language. So libraries are there in all programming languages, but it has named different names with different names, right? In C++, it is header files, in Java packages, in C#.NET namespaces, in Python modules. Okay, right? Yes. And most important note is that learning any programming language, learning any of these programming languages is nothing but learning about libraries only. If we learn C++ programming languages, then it is nothing but we have to learn the libraries of C++ programming languages. So most important note is that learning any programming language is nothing but learning about libraries. And learning Python programming language is nothing but learning about modules, right? In Python, libraries are called as modules. So learning Python programming is known as learning about modules, right? That's it for today's video. I hope you like it. And from next episode onwards, we are going to see about futures of Python. In that, we are going to see a simple future. So simple. Okay. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.